But what a day today, man. The Royals upset the Orioles and sweep them in the wild card series. I did not expect that to happen. I mean, I thought it was going to be a good series. I expected the Orioles to at least win one game. So they're going to go on to play the New York Yankees on Saturday, which I can't wait because it's going to be freaking exciting, dude. It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. The Padres sweep the Braves. I mean, they pretty much smashed them, man. The Padres are looking pretty good, and they're gonna go on to face the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Astros are eliminated by the Tigers. So the Tigers are going to face Cleveland. Hold on, let me pull up the bracket real quick. Let me pull up the bracket because okay. So the Tigers are going on to play the Guardians. Kansas City is going to play the Yankees, and whoever wins between the Mets and the Brewers will go on to face the Phillies, and the Dodgers and the Angels. Dodgers and the Padres are gonna face each other. Honestly, man, this bracket is sick right here, dude. If you look at it, it's like all the rivals. Because the Padres and the Dodgers, that's a heated rivalry right there. Detroit and Cleveland, that's another rivalry. If the Mets win and go on to play the Phillies, man, that's every division series is gonna be like two two division rivals facing off against each other. So that's pretty cool. With the exception of the Yankees, even though there is a little rival back in the day between Kansas City and the Yankees, but nothing too crazy. Not like, because we're not in the same division. They're the Central, so it's not too crazy. But it's looking crazy. It's looking good, man. I watched that Met game today, dude. That thing was sick, dude. That kid, Jackson Chourio, Chourio, man, he's the real deal, dude. That dude is the real deal, man. He had two bombs, and I give it to the Brewers. You got to tip your cap. You got to tip your cap to the Brewers, man, because they freaking signed this kid before he even played in the major leagues. They gave him $80 million. They knew what they had. They were like, you know what? Let's lock him up. The kid never even seen a pitch in the major leagues, and they gave him $80 million. Like, and he's panning out. He's the real deal, man. The kid's exciting. He is exciting. So the Mets, man, they're gonna play tomorrow, Game 3, winner takes all, which is a must-watch game right there. You gotta watch that, man. And look, I'm not hating on the Mets. I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm not one of those Yankees fans that bash the Mets, man. They honestly they having a good year. Nobody expected them to make it to the playoffs, and I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for a Subway Series. I'm rooting for them to win, but it's not gonna be easy, man. The Brewers are pretty good. They're pretty good, man. They're not just gonna lay down and die like that. So it's gonna be interesting. Tomorrow's gonna be good, but I want the Mets to win so they can face the Phillies, man, because that's gonna be crazy. You got the Philadelphia versus New York. That's always been a heated rivalry, so that's gonna be fun to watch. I think the Padres and the Dodgers is gonna be a good series too. The one series that's like the most boring is Cleveland and the Tigers. I guess it's interesting if you live in that area, but to me that's gonna be the most like boring series out of all four of them. The Yankees versus the Royals. I'm excited to see it because you got the two top candidates for AL MVP, Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt Jr. going head to head in the division series. So that's gonna be interesting. Aaron Judge needs to show up. He needs to show up big time. He needs to show up big time. Man, I'm gonna go back to the Padres game. The game yesterday, man. Michael King. I'm not gonna lie. For a second, I was like, was it worth it? Was that trade worth it for Juan Soto? Because Michael King is dealing, dude. That dude is dealing, man. He's freaking awesome. Him and Higgy hit a home run. Freaking Higgy hit a bomb, dude. I was like, man, you couldn't do that when you was with the Yankees. So it's looking crazy over there, man. The Padres versus the Dodgers is gonna be interesting. We're gonna get to see Yamamoto in the playoffs. Otani's first playoff game coming up. That's must-watch baseball right there. I'm gonna be watching that. So the Yankees are gonna face off versus the Royals on Saturday. best of 5 series. Honestly, like everybody's has the Yankees winning this, but the Royals, man, they're no pushovers, so we got to be careful with them. They got Bobby Witt Jr. The dude's proven he's clutch. He came through yesterday with a big RBI single, man, a huge RBI single against Corbin Burns, of all people, Corbin Burns. So, and they got freaking Santander or whatever that, not Santander, he's in the Orioles. That old catcher, man, I can't remember his name, but he's a beast too, Salvador. So they no pushover, man. But I want to see the Yankees show up. The Yankees got to show up. Juan Soto, you need to show up. Jazz Chisholm, you need to show up. You know, Garrett Cole's gonna take the mound. And we need him to deal, man. Because a best of 5 series is so tricky, man. Because it could get ugly real quick in a best of 5. Really quick, it could get ugly. I mean, you drop a game, especially when you have your ace going game 1. If you can't win that game, you know, then we got Carlos Rodon, and with him I mean, he's been better, but it's almost a crapshoot with that guy too, man. We don't know how he's gonna be in the playoffs, man. He's emotional in a regular season game in the middle of July. Imagine what he's gonna do in the October game. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Let me know what you guys think. Who you have winning these series? I think Cleveland will beat the Tigers. The Tigers had a nice run, but I think their run is pretty much gonna come to an end here soon. And if the Mets win, I want the Mets to win. I really do, but it's gonna be tough, man. But I want to see the Mets versus the Phillies. But if the Mets face the Phillies, I think that's where their run ends. I don't think they have they don't have the rotation depth to go against the Phillies, man. The Phillies are gonna smash them. We already know how exciting they are in the playoffs. Bryce Harper and all these guys. Them guys come to play, man. And that stadium over there in Philadelphia gets really crazy, dude. It gets crazy, crazy, crazy in October. So that's gonna be interesting. And then the Dodgers and the Padres, man. That's I think that might be the one series that you're gonna see on TV a lot. You're gonna see all over ESPN. It's gonna be everywhere. Otani's first playoff game, first of all, his first playoff series. Yamamoto's first playoff series. And then it's a big rivalry, man. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been over to like California and stuff, and that's part of the country. But the Padres and the Dodgers, I'm not gonna say they don't like each other, but there is a rivalry there. There is a rivalry, you know. So that's gonna be interesting. And the Padres are playing good. They're playing good, man. They're playing good. They are playing good. So, but if I have to put my money on it, I'm gonna pick the Dodgers just because they're the Dodgers, man. They got a freaking all-star team over there. But Michael King, man, I miss Michael King. He looked so good yesterday. Pause. But he was dealing, dude. That dude's sinker is like freaking out of this world, man. That thing is like freaking witchcraft, the way it moves. I was like, oh my goodness, man. What, he had 12 strikeouts? The dude is... Remember when he was on the Yankees, like, well, is he a starter? We got to transition. No, the guy's a starter, bro. He's a beast. He is a beast. Speaking of ex-Yankee pitchers, Jordan Montgomery. What's going on with Jordan Montgomery, man? This dude. All right, so the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks went on some radio show or some podcast, and he said that the biggest regret he had this season, the biggest mistake they made was signing Jordan Montgomery. And everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't say that. You're an owner. What are you doing? And all this other stuff. And I think Jordan Montgomery went and made some comments about it too. But here's the deal, right? Here is the deal. First of all, it's true. That was the biggest mistake they made. That's first of all. Whether he should have said that on a podcast or not, he's being strategic. There's a reason why he said that. And the reason is this, right? They gave him 2 years. They gave Montgomery a 2-year deal. Okay? They are married to this guy. He is not going to opt out. He has an option to opt out after the first year. So Jordan Montgomery's plan was to go pitch really good, opt out, and hit the free agency again to get more money or a longer contract. That ain't work out. The dude's ERA is over 6, and he was terrible. So of course he's not gonna opt out because if he opts out, he's gonna get less money. So he's gonna stay there. The Diamondbacks, they want him to opt out. So the owner goes on a television show, radio show, whatever it was, and starts talking shit so that Jordan Montgomery could get pissed and want to leave. That's the only reason I could see him, the owner, doing that. Because these guys are not stupid, man. He's a billionaire. He's not doing that for no reason. So he went out there talking shit on whatever podcast that was to piss off Jordan Montgomery, hoping that he would opt out of this contract or ask for a trade or something like that. But his value has gone way down. He is not opting out and going into free agency. He'll get half of what he got. So that's the deal with Jordan Montgomery. So don't get it twisted, man. Don't think that owner's stupid or anything. Trust me, they're being strategic. He's not gonna say that about one of his players unless he's trying to get rid of the dude, and they don't want to eat that money. But the Orioles, I want to talk about the Orioles real quick, man. The Orioles, I don't know what happened. They just couldn't score runs. They could not score runs. They had one run in both games. And you can't win ball games without scoring. I know defense, they say defense and pitching wins ball games, baseball games. And yeah, that's true. But I don't care how good you pitch and how good you field. If you can't score a run, you don't win. So, and that's what happened, man. They only scored one run. It was Cedric Mullins hit a home run, and that's all they could get across the freaking home plate. And I mean, I'm not taking nothing away, I'm not taking nothing away from the Royals because they're a good team, but the Orioles should have had that, man. They should have had that. Nobody showed up, and that's just what it is. They didn't show up, man. So it's kind of a bummer, man, because they're a fun young team. They're fun to watch. It's a bummer, and at the same time, as a Yankee fan, I'm like, because I didn't want to face them. After that last series, we faced them, last week? They were beating our butts, man. So, pause. They'll giving us a run for the money, man. And we in the short series too, in the division series especially, the best of 5, man. You don't want to face, because what's gonna happen is you'll end up facing Corbin Burns twice. They'll throw him out there game 1, and then, well, probably not game 1 because of he started yesterday. Wait, no, they would throw him out there game 1 or game 2, and worst come to worst, if it comes down to it, do or die situation, you're gonna see him again. So that's gonna be tough for the that applies to the Guardians too, because the freaking Tigers, man, they have the soon to be AL Cy Young and Tarek Skubal, and the dude is nasty, dude. He's almost unhittable at times. And in a best of 5, man, you best believe you're going to see him twice if they need to. If they need to. The Tigers are kind of funny, though, because they start doing that bullpen stuff, man. And I don't know, man. Who knows who's going to be the starting pitcher from day to day with them. But definitely when Skubal comes to pitch, man, it's going to be a rough night. So it's going to be interesting to see. That's going to be out of the 4 division series that's coming up, I think the Tigers versus Guardians it's my least favorite matchup. Sounds a little boring. That's just me. The Mets, man, got to step it up, and they got to take this game versus the Brewers. They had it too, man. The Mets had this game today. I swear they had it, man. It was 3-2 going into the 8th, and then Jackson Chourio hit another home run to tie it, and then I forgot his name, man. This guy hits a 2-run home run, and that's it. But they had it right there, man. They just had to get through one more inning. And freaking Manaea pitched very, very well. He surprised me, to be honest. He really surprised me, man. This year he surprised me a lot too, because I thought he was washed up, dude. I was like, his best days are behind him, which is probably true. But he's still a major league pitcher, and he showed up. He showed up today, but they just couldn't hold the lead, and the bullpen couldn't hold the lead, and that happens. Honestly, I don't know why they went with that guy. I think it was Adam Ottavino, matter of fact, ex-Yankee, who gave up that home run. I'm not sure why they went with him late, to be honest. I mean, I would have asked Edwin Diaz to go out there and give us 2 innings if he could. That's just me, though, man. a situation like that, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they don't want to burn him out because then they got to use him again in the third game. But it is what it is. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you who you rooting for. Who you rooting for in these series? Let me know who you rooting for between the Padres and the Dodgers. Who you think is going to win that? How many games you think is going to go? Is it going to be a sweep? Is it going to be a 4 games, 5 games? What's it going to be? The Yankees and the Royals. Who you going for? You know who I'm going for. Look, you already know who I'm going for. Well, who you going for? Let me know. I don't see too many Kansas City fans out there, man. So you guys got to represent only for football season. Then you guys show up. And then for the Phillies are still waiting to see who they're gonna face off against. And then Cleveland and the Tigers, who you think is gonna win? I think, man, if you have to face Scooble 2 games in a best of 5, it's gonna be tough. But I don't know, man. I don't know who I'll get. I think the Cleveland's are gonna take that one though. They got some good hitters there, man. Freaking Quan and freaking Ramirez. These guys are good, man. They're veterans over there, so and they're used to it too. The Tigers, man, none of them guys ever been to the playoffs. You know, the Indians, they've been there several times. Well, not the Indians, the Guardians, excuse me. They've been there several times and they know what they're gonna do. They know what they're about to do. So I'm about to bring in ChatGPT, see what ChatGPT thinks. Max, let me know who you think is gonna win in the division series. Let's see what he says. Max is.
I'm leaning toward the Yankees taking the ALDS. With Aaron Judge and Juan Soto leading the lineup and their regular season success against the Royals, I think they've got the edge. What's your take, Jason?
I agree. What about the Padres and the Dodgers? Who you got winning?
That's a tough one. I'd lean toward the Dodgers. Their postseason experience and star power, especially with Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts, give them the edge. But the Padres can be dangerous if their lineup gets hot. What's your gut feeling?
I think you're right, man. You on it, Max, man. The Padres, when they get hot, they get dangerous. But you can't count the Dodgers out, man. Them guys have an all-star team there. They have an all-star team. So we'll see. What about the Guardians and the Tigers? Who you got winning that one?
I'm leaning towards the Guardians in that one. Their bullpen is lights out, and Jose Ramirez is on fire right now. But the Tigers have Skubal, and if he's dominant, that could change everything. It's going to be a close one. How about you?
Yeah, it's going to be a close one, especially if you have Scooble going 2 games in the best of 5. It's going to be tough. Even though, of course, he'll be pitching on short rest, but, I mean, the dude is Scooble, man. He's a beast. So, but I still have the Guardians taking that one for some reason. I don't know. My gut feeling tells me the Guardians are going to win that and hopefully go up against the Yankees in the ALCS. The ChatGPT stuff.
Yeah, Scubal's a game changer.
He's pretty smart.
But the Guardians have that playoff resilience, especially with their bullpen. If they pull it off and face the Yankees in the ALCS, that'll be an intense matchup. Can't wait to see how it all plays out.
What do you think about the Astros losing to the Tigers? That was a huge upset. That
was a massive upset. The Astros are usually so dominant in October, but the Tigers came in hot, and Skubal just shut them down. Houston's offense couldn't get going, and that's not something you see every day. And it really goes to show that anything can happen in the playoffs. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Honestly, I was loving it. I live here in Texas too, so at work everybody's like wearing the Astros jerseys. If it's not a cowboy jersey, it's an Astros jersey. So it's gonna be interesting tomorrow when I go to work. I'm gonna wear my Yankees jersey just to represent and piss people off. But I mean, look, the Astros had their run. They had a long run for years, man. I mean, a part of me wanted to.
That's gonna be hilarious. Wearing your Yankees jersey will definitely stir things up, especially after.
Shut up. This dude, man, he just keep going. But it's going to be a part of me as a Yankee fan, right, losing to them so many times over the years, wanted them to win. I wanted a rematch. You know, I wanted us to go up against them, and get and win. You know, finally beat them. But hey, you know what? They lost, so that's even better. Honestly, the with the Astros losing, right? With the Astros losing and the Orioles losing, I think that the probability of the Yankees going to the World Series just went up. It had to. It just went up by a lot, by a lot too. Because those are the two teams that, as Yankee fans, we kind of. I mean, a lot of us don't want to admit it, but those are the teams that we just kind of like. I don't care how the Astros. Yeah, they're not the same Astros they were even last year, but still, it's the Astros, dude. Every time we face them, something bad happens. So, look, the Yankees, man, we dodged the bullet, man. I'm not gonna say we like. It's obviously we still got to beat these teams, but I'd rather face the Royals than the Orioles, right? And I don't like saying that, right? Because that could be the team that beats us, but that's just how I feel, right? And I'd rather face the Guardians or the Tigers than face the Astros. So, hey, you know, as a Yankee fan, we'll take it, right? And I think most of you guys will agree with me, to be honest. I think most of y'all will agree. Low key, low key, freaking us Yankee fans, man, we were cheering. We were cheering the Royals on for a second, and cheering the Tigers, especially that Tigers versus Astros game. Dude, I've been to Minute Maid Park several times, and the faces in the crowd, man, I've never seen it like that, dude. I wish I was there, to be honest. I was there in the opening series this season with the Yankees when we swept them, and that was fun. That was really fun. Let's go ahead and take another look at the bracket real quick. Yeah, it looks good, man. I swear, if you're Major League Baseball, you cannot ask for a better bracket than this. To be honest, you cannot ask for a better bracket than this. Who wants to see the Twins, bro? Who wants to see the Twins go up against the Tigers, something like that, man? You have all the rivalries here. I'm pretty sure they will want Houston up there, you know. But if the Mets could win, oh man, it's a wet dream for Major League Baseball. Freaking the commissioner is gonna be freaking busting nuts in his office off of this bracket because this is the ratings are gonna be huge, man. The Phillies versus Mets. Just think of that. Crosstown rivals. You got Philadelphia and New York right next to each other. It's a big rivalry. San Diego versus Los Angeles, California rivalry. It's big, and it's easy for traveling too. So they don't have to be flying or going crazy. It's a short flight, right? Right. The Mets, if the Mets make it, they literally could bust a Philly. That's like an hour and a half from. They could drive their cars over there, their POVs, their personal cars. And then San Diego, I don't know. I'm not sure how far San Diego is to LA, but I think it's like a couple hours at least. San Diego's all the way almost at the border, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got Detroit and Cleveland. They're not too far apart. That's a short flight right there. The only other one is maybe Kansas City and the Yankees. That's the farthest the two teams out of all the teams here. They have the most distance between the hometowns. But even then, though, travel should be light. Travel should be light for that one. That's a short flight, like a 2-hour flight. That's nothing. That is nothing. But the Mets gotta win to complete this bracket. They gotta win. They win, then this bracket is gonna look freaking amazing, dude. It might honestly, if the Mets win, man, it's playing out to be a crazy October. This might be one of the best postseasons we've had in a long, long time. If the Mets could win that, so then we have some really, really good series. Nothing against the Brewers, nothing against y'all, man, but I'd rather see the New York Mets versus the Philadelphia Phillies than the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Phillies. That's just me. That is just me. So the Mets will play tomorrow. I'm not sure what time they're playing, but that's gonna be a great, great game. Um, it's all hands on deck tomorrow, man. That's it, do or die. I don't know what's going on with Pete Alonso, man. Pete Alonso, this dude's like the polar bear is hibernating right now, pretty much, man, because he hasn't shown up, man. The dude's he's been ass. I'm not gonna lie, man. And I'm not a Mets fan, but I watch, and I want them to do well because they are a New York team. But the dude's been buns, man. He's been ass, man. It's been everybody else carrying that team, so he needs to step up tomorrow in a big way. He needs to step up in a big way, and he's going into he's going into free agency at the end of this year, so he wants to get that money, man. Now's the time to prove it. Now's the time to prove it. Juan Soto too, man. So before we go, let's just talk a little bit about Juan Soto and this free agency stuff. Honestly, I don't want to think about it right now because I'm just trying to enjoy the postseason. But the reality is that in about 30 days, Juan Soto is going to be a free agent. Whether we win, lose, whatever it is, he's going to be a free agent. And most likely he's going to go, he's going to want a lot of money. We know that. I don't know if the Yankees, I feel like the Yankees, they're going to give him a big offer. They're not just going to shortchange him, but I think other teams, especially if he shows out this postseason, I think teams like the Mets, the Dodgers might even be in there. I wouldn't be surprised. A team like Toronto, I don't see him going to Toronto, but they're desperate, man. They need a star. They got Vladdy, but they need a real star. I mean, a lot of these teams, man, are gonna offer him a lot of money, and I'm just hoping that he realizes that he's probably having, I would say, his best season of his career right now. Definitely the most home runs he's ever had, and there's a reason, and that reason is number 99, who bats behind him. If he wants to really have a great career, man, I mean, he's gonna have a great career no matter. He already has a great career, but when you have number 99 behind you, when you have him batting behind you, I'm telling you, dude, you're gonna see a lot of pitches to hit. And I think he knows this too. I really think deep down he enjoys playing for the Yankees. You can see it, man. Even though he plays it cool because he got Scott Boras. Scott Boras trained him to not give away anything, but you can tell that he enjoys being a Yankee, and I can tell he wants to stay here. And he will if the money's close, right? The Yankees got to be close though. If the money's close, I think he'll choose the Yankees. So let's say the Mets offer him $600 million, right, for whatever years, and the Yankees match the years but offer him $570, even though that's $30 million or close to there, $590, whatever it is, man. They got to get close. I think he'll circle back. I think whatever team makes him an offer, if the Mets make him an offer, Dodgers, whoever, he's gonna take the offer, look at it, and then circle back to the Yankees and be like, "Look, can you match this?" Because I think he wants to stay a Yankee. That's what I think. Now, if the Yankees go out and disrespect him, man, who knows, man? Because sometimes the Yankees do stupid shit, man. You got Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner. Sometimes they just get greedy, Like, well, we didn't think he was valued at that, and bro. Just give the man. The man's gonna get his money, dude, and he's worth it. To be honest, he is worth it. Every penny. He's worth every penny, man, and it's gonna work out. Look, he's already worked out with us. Hopefully he shows up in the posting. That's gonna be a big determining factor too. But he's the type. He's been there before. Him and Rizzo, I think, are the only ones with rings on that team. Let me think. Anybody else has a ring besides Boone? But who else has a ring? I'm not sure, man. So Rizzo won with the Cubs. Obviously Juan Soto with the Nats. I'm trying to think who else. Garrett never won with the Astros. I'm not sure. If you guys know, man, let me know in the chat, man. Let me know who on the Yankees right now got rings. Who has rings? Because I don't think many of them do. Many of them don't have rings. I didn't even know I had it on the thing. But let's see if the Yankees could retain Juan Soto. What time is it? How long I've been on this thing? Let's see how long the stream is going. I had some technical difficulties at the beginning, man. My OBS be acting crazy. Crazy. Anybody watching this thing? Anybody out there? Put something in the chat, man. Let me know you with me. Who you rocking with this postseason? Besides the Yankees, of course. About to drink my Nutriment. If you ever had one of these things are amazing, dude. You can't drink too many of them, though, because they'll make you shit like crazy. But so good. It's so good. If you're from New York and you grew up in the 90s, 80s, 90s, trust me, you've had one of these. I have to order these on Amazon because I can't even find them no more. They're that good. They are that good. So the Mets, man. I've been thinking about the Mets a lot lately, man, because they've been pretty exciting. And since the Yankees are not playing, we pretty much have a whole week off, which I don't like either, man. I hope they don't come out stale on Saturday. I hope they don't come out stale, man. I know they're doing like scrimmages and they're doing kind of like live at bats, live ABs and stuff, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. You know who I think you know who I think is gonna turn out low key? Verdugo, man. Doogie's I don't know, man. He got that dog in him, dude. Like he might show out. He might show out. He might just shit the bed, though, to be honest. It's either he's gonna have a great series or he's just gonna be a non-factor, you know. And honestly, I'm one who advocates for Jason Dominguez starting at left field. Like but then, and I was like, you know what? His bat makes up for the defense. His bat makes up for the defense. And then I started seeing his defense a little more, and I was like, oh. His bat makes up for the defense when he's hitting, man. But when he's not hitting, dude, and you out there looking foolish in the outfield, yeah, it's not a good look, man. But I'm rooting for Jason, man. He's gonna be good, man. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be one of the few Yankee prospects that pan out. One of the few that pan out. Volpe, I don't know with Volpe, honestly. We'll see. We'll see about Volpe. Sometimes he shows glimpses of freaking promise. Other times he don't. Austin Wells he's our catcher, dude. He's a stud too. Hey Max, who you think is gonna do great in the division series? Let's see what ChatGPT thinks. Honestly,
Austin Wells is definitely a rising star, no doubt. As for the division series, I think Aaron Judge is going to step up big time for the Yankees, especially with how he's been crushing it all season. And for the Dodgers, I see Freddie Freeman continuing to dominate. He's just so consistent in the playoffs. What do you think?
yeah. What about Shohei Ohtani? You don't think Shohei Ohtani's gonna beast out? It's his first playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Shohei Ohtani is a game changer, and I think he's going to bring everything to his first playoffs. His combination of elite pitching and hitting makes him a threat on both sides. If he gets hot, he could carry the Dodgers deep into October. It's going to be wild watching him in this postseason. You think he's ready to put on a show?
Yeah, I think he's gonna put on a show, man. That's Shohei, man. His show is in his name, literally Shohei. He's gonna. The Padres are in trouble, man. But then again, Michael King is looking like an ace, so we'll see. Who would have thought, right? Michael King. I remember when that dude was coming out out of the bullpen for bullshit outs with the Yankees.
Right?
Like,
Michael King really stepped up and
shut up, chat. Freaking Chat GPT, man. I don't know if you ever tried this Chat GPT voice. It's a new feature. It's pretty cool though, man. Like, it's crazy how smart this shit is. Like it be like teaching me stuff. I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know that. But yeah, guys, how long I've been on this thing? I might jump off soon. See if we get some people in here. Get some comments or something, man. I know it's late. Right now it's 12:21 where I'm at. So I'm Central Time, so it's probably like what 1:21 in New York right now. I'm sure some of y'all still up. I can't all be sleeping. And I gotta go to work in the morning. I gotta be up at like 4. Tomorrow I'll be up at like 4:45. So I'm gonna get about 3 hours sleep. That's all right, man. I'm used to this. I was in the army for 10 years. I've been sleep deprived. It's in my DNA at this point. I'm used to it. We are used to it. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT one more thing. I want to see who they got winning the World Series. Hey Max, who you have making it to the World Series, and who do you have winning the World Series? You gotta let him think
All
about
right,
it.
here's my take. I've got the Yankees making it to the World Series from the American League. With Judge, Soto, and their solid bullpen, I think they'll find a way through. On the National League side, I'm leaning toward the Dodgers. Between Otani, Freeman, and that lineup, they've got the depth to get there. As for the winner, I'm going with the Yankees to take it all. I think their bats will be too much in the end. What's your pick?
Honestly, the Yankees versus Dodgers, that would be one for the ages, man. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that's what Major League Baseball wants to see. I'm trying to fix my desk here real quick.
Oh, 100%. Yankees versus Dodgers would be epic, a classic matchup of two powerhouse franchises. It's the kind of series that would draw huge attention and be unforgettable. Major League Baseball would love that storyline for sure. The star power, history, coast to coast rivalry.
All right, he's just gonna go on ranting. But yeah, that would be crazy, man. I think that's what Major League Baseball wants. Would I want to face the Dodgers? It'd be fun, but I'd rather face the Mets or somebody like that, or even the Phillies. The Dodgers is tough, man. But that would be crazy, man. You got the two best players in Major League Baseball going at it: Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Arguably, man, a Dodgers versus Yankees, you would have literally probably like 5 of the top 10 baseball players in the world playing in that series. So that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But we got a long way to go. We got to win versus the Royals first. We got to take that. I think the Yankees can. If we could pull off a sweep, that'd be nice too. That'd be nice too. I wonder how they're gonna use Stroman. I wonder what's gonna happen with Anthony Rizzo. I wonder what they're gonna do with Oswaldo Cabrera too. I mean, I'm sure he'll play for Rizzo if Rizzo's hurt. I think you have to put him in there versus Ben Rice, obviously, but I don't know. I think Rizzo's gonna suck it up and play. But if I'm not mistaken, Rizzo's lefty, right? So he got hit on his right hand, which is his catching hand, and then he's a first baseman. You're catching all the time, and he fractured what 2 fingers. And he's got yeah. I don't know. I don't like Rizzo at first, to be honest, man. I mean, if he's hurt, man, I don't think he's gonna be able to suck it up. Not on your catching hand, because you're literally freaking taking a beating in that hand, especially as a first baseman. First baseman, that's why their glove is a specific way, because it's almost like catching. Like, yeah, I don't know about Rizzo, man. We'll see. I do like Oswaldo. I think Oswaldo should just bat lefty every time. Stop batting righty, dude. Just bat lefty. He's way better left-handed. Way better. Like, it's not even comparable. So I see him that happen. Honestly, I want to see Ben Rice too, man. I know he struggled, but I don't know. The kid got some clutch in him, dude. I don't know. He's shown me that he got some clutch in him. So that'd be nice to see. And then we got Doogie and it's even the outfield. Look, all right. Let's get into this, man. Look, all that nonsense that Boone was doing in the like trying to just give people playing time and rotating people in. All that's dead in the postseason. All that is you play to win. That's it. I don't care if Trent Grisham or Alex Verdugo or any of these guys. I don't care if they see a freaking out I don't care if they play one out, dude. Like, it's not about giving people playing time at this time of the year. It's about winning. So I don't want to see none of that stuff from Boone. I hope not. I hope we don't see. I mean, I get it. You're gonna pinch run people. You know, you might pinch run Stanton late. You might bring in Grisham in the outfield late in the game just for defense if you have to. But if I see Grisham in a starting lineup, I might go crazy, to be honest. Or if I see one of these freaking bullshit lineups, man, that sometimes they put out there, I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. For real. He better not do it, man. I don't think he will do it. He knows his job is on the line. I don't think he comes back. If he don't win, if he don't make it to the World Series, they're not re-signing Boone. I don't think so. I don't care how many wins they won the ALDS. If you it's for Boone, for Yankees in general, but for Boone, it's World Series or bust, dude. He's gonna be out of a job if he don't make it to the World Series, especially if he does some bullshit. And I hope he manages the bullpen right, because he's messed up on that a couple times. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting. See what they put out there. Game 3. I think at this point you gotta go. I don't know, Luis Hill, man. He's been a little shaky too, but I think obviously you gotta go Cole, Rodon, and then it's right there. I will go with Hill, and then have Schmidt as the 4th starter, but it's a toss up there, you know. And in a short series like that, you're really only using three starting pitchers. So one of them guys is gonna have to come out the bullpen, and we'll see who that is. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great night and enjoy the playoffs, because it's getting real interesting. And if you haven't been watching it, I encourage you to watch it, man. These games are exciting, dude. Every game I've watched so far has been like very, very fun to watch, man. Even my wife and my kids, who they don't really watch like that, they find it boring, but they were into it too. Because for some reason, man, in the playoffs, it gets a little more crazy, a little more hype. The fans are more into it. The players are more into it. You see a lot of more emotion and stuff. So it's really fun to watch. So go ahead and watch some of these games, man. I really advise you to, because it's good. It's good for you, man. A little baseball is good for you. Anyway, guys, have a great night, and I'll try to jump back here tomorrow if the Mets win or lose, and we'll take another look at this bracket here. Have a great night. Peace.